Hello. Wow, this is uncomfortable. So the goal of today's video was just for me to sit down and talk to the camera. I don't know how many of you guys will remember this, but kind of like how Grace Helbig used to do those like stream of consciousness videos at the beginning of like her YouTube career, I guess, back in like 2012, 2013. That's kind of what I wanted to do today. Just make some hot cocoa, sit down, talk to the camera about whatever. The reason why I kind of came up with this idea was essentially just, I know that watching my videos back and obviously editing, from watching my videos back and obviously, from watching my videos back and from obviously editing them, I can tell that I'm uncomfortable in front of the camera, so I'm sure some of you guys can tell that I'm uncomfortable in front of cameras. I'm really weird about like being the center of attention. I only like being the center of attention when everything is to my specifications. And when everything is perfect to me, then I want to be in front of the camera. That's when I feel the most comfortable, is when I know I'm being perceived in the way that I want to be perceived. And that's kind of like the opposite of like what lifestyle YouTubers do. Essentially, you're just sharing yourself with the world. You're being vulnerable on camera in front of whoever ends up watching it, and it could be anybody. And that's scary. That's scary as hell. And I started my YouTube channel because I have so many ideas for like really cool videos I want to do, and I'm working on obviously executing them when I have more time, because right now I'm working so much I just don't have time to make or edit videos as much as I'd like to. But also because like I love YouTube. I watch so many YouTubers and I just love the community that YouTube creates for most people. I know sometimes YouTube can be a very toxic and like hateful place depending on the people you watch and the communities that you are in, but from what I've been exposed to due to this website, or because of this website, have been great and have had a really, really positive effect on my life and have helped me work on my mental health and know that I'm not alone in the way that I feel. And I want to be that for somebody else out there. That would be amazing for me to be that for one person. And the fact that there are 60 of you who have decided to subscribe to my channel and like essentially be a part of my community, though it's like a small one right now, to me, I assume, I hope that you guys subscribing means that you believe in me and you think I can do great things, and that means a lot. I know that being perceived on camera isn't like a hot take, like that's not like a new thing that people are like talking about, but it was something that I hadn't really heard about or thought about in this way until Brittany Broski on TikTok had talked about it in a few of her like spam account TikToks. If you follow her spam account, Lost My Marbles Again, then you'd probably know. She talks about like essentially being perceived and the toll that that takes on your mental health, because when you put yourself out on the internet, you're leaving yourself vulnerable and open to every and anybody saying whatever they want about you and just forming their own opinions about you from a silly little video you made on the internet. And back in the day, TikToks could only be like about a minute, and now they're 3 minutes long, so it's like a little bit better and you can share a little bit more of yourself in 3 minutes versus 60 seconds, but still it's not enough for you to collect a complete thought about a person. Like, how are you going to completely decide how you feel about someone in 60 seconds? Like, that logically makes no sense to me, but whatever. People do, and that is a scary thing. Like, in a lot of her videos, she'll say like, please don't perceive me, or I don't want to be perceived, and I get that. I completely understand that. Like, why would you want to put yourself out there to be judged and to be essentially ridiculed by people who don't even know you. People who have never met you before, people who essentially are just forming an opinion and completely deciding how they feel about you based on a 60-second video of you not even being your complete self, or you being your complete self. Sometimes you're even being your complete self and they judge you based on that, and it's you're just bringing in all this energy that you didn't intend to bring into your life, and all you wanted to do was make a silly funny video. You know, that's a lot to take in and a lot to think about when all you want to do is make content that makes people happy, or content that makes you happy, and people are essentially just either gonna hate it or love it, and you have to just deal with that. I was actually just watching Saved by the Bell before I turned on the camera, and I think about how things were like back in like the 90s and the 80s, and like before social media was even a thing, and how much like famous people really didn't know about like the little haters here and there, unless like they went to your concerts and were like shouting obscenities at you or like wrote you hate mail. You had no idea if people hated your music or not, or your movies or not. It was really just like, oh, I'm getting booked for things and people seem to show up whenever my face or name is on a poster, and they pay to come to see me, so people must like me. But they never had to think about, oh, what about this random person in Idaho who has some shit to say? Like, that was never really a thing until social media, and I feel like that's like obviously one of the downsides of all the great things that social media has given us. And it's obviously become a great tool in the last few years, but at what cost, you know? And I wish there was like more ways to regulate it, maybe. That would be nice. I don't know. But companies like Facebook are trying to do stuff, and like like companies like Facebook are trying to make their platforms a more safer place and less of a hateful place. But why do I keep burping? Hateful people are gonna hate, and we can't really do anything about that except for tune them out and not give them power. And I think that's essentially the opposite of what social media does. Like, it can give anyone power. So if you're a hateful person who just happens to be very charismatic and energetic, and you're really good at like getting people to listen to you, you could end up having a bunch of people essentially cheering you on in being a hateful ass person, when that kind of behavior shouldn't be encouraged. But it is, because people find entertainment in it. Like, if it's entertaining, why would people ask you to stop? And that's so crazy to me. I feel like I could talk about that topic for a while, and I don't want this to be like negative. I don't like confrontation or negativity, so I'm not gonna talk about it. That is low-key like something I'm trying to work on in therapy, is like better ways to handle confrontation, or to resolve conflict, or to avoid it altogether without not acknowledging it. Like, I feel like there has to be some way for you to acknowledge conflict. There has to be some way for you to acknowledge conflict without taking in like all of that negative energy and having it affect you. And I'm still trying to like figure that out. And it's been really difficult because I spent most of my life avoiding conflict at all costs. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
I decided to film out here since Grandma's doing her church video thing.
Oh.
And it was pretty loud, so I was like, maybe by the Christmas tree, since I'm wearing my Christmas stuff and I'm drinking hot cocoa.
Yeah.
But I didn't know when you'd be back, so I can stop filming if you want me to.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna just stop it and then watch it later.
Okay. Thanks, Mama.
No problem.
Do you want to say hi to the people?
Okay, hold on.
Here,
No,
you sit here.
Hello, people. How are you?
And you're so interested in people.
Let me turn it off.
Okay.
Talented people, and I don't like people that much.
No,
I don't like people that much.
Then I guess
all right, see you later. Have fun.
Thanks, Mama. Love you.
Love you too.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep talking and wait for something to come out of my mouth, 'cause I know eventually it will. I'll think of something. There's things in the room I could talk about. I'm in my living room right now. We set up our Christmas tree. Today is actually December 5th. And we set up our Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving, I think. That's like our family tradition, is that once Thanksgiving is over, we try to make sure we get the tree up as soon as possible so then we can just have it up all December. Maybe I could give you guys like a little ornament tour. I don't know if that'd be interesting though. I would watch that. I don't know if you guys would like that, but I know I showed like most of my like most interesting ornaments, or the ones that I like the most, over on my TikTok last year when I got this sweater actually. But yeah, I'm really glad that I was able to like sit out here and I can enjoy filming with no one around. I'm kind of like, obviously I'm still weird about like being in front of the camera, so anyone hearing me, or like if I know someone's listening to me record in another room, makes me a little uncomfortable. But I know people who have like millions of subscribers who feel that way. It's just weird because you're talking to yourself, but eventually like people are gonna see it, so you are talking to people, but at this moment in time you're not. So it's weird. It's a weird thing. Like even when I'm like filming TikToks, I don't like to be in the same room with someone else when I'm filming a TikTok. I'd rather film TikToks with someone who knows that they're in them. And if I'm gonna be in like a room of people, I don't want to like just film a TikTok in a crowded space or like in public. That makes me scared. I do not like that, because I think that's just another case of like, I would be the center of attention in a situation where I can't control how I'm being perceived. And I do not enjoy that at all. Hi, Grandpa. I'm recording a video.
Okay. There, guys, making a stay. The thing that you want to sit down out here.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
But I guess that's like another thing that I'm looking forward to when I move to Florida, is like I'm gonna have my own room in my godparents' house. So that should be nice. I'll have like my own space, because I have my own room now. If you guys haven't seen my room tour, check that out. Little self-plug. Why did I say it like that? Also, is self-plug the right word? If it's not, I'll fix it in editing. I do have my own room here now. I used to share my room with my brother when I was younger. And then when I moved back home after graduating college, I got my own room here in the house. But the room is old, or actually this whole house is old. It's just an old house. So essentially whenever anyone walks, because I live downstairs, it's just creaking at all hours. And I could never like film and say what I want to say and like do what I want to do and feel like this footage isn't gonna get messed up at some point in time, because I know the creaking is coming and it's not going to be great to edit and it's gonna make me angry. And then I don't want to appear angry and frustrated in the footage. So it's just like, why even bother? And I get that that's like not a really good way to like approach it. And it prevents me from filming anything sometimes, except TikToks. I usually just film TikToks because music goes over that anyway. You just put like a little sound over it and you usually can't hear anything going on in the actual video. If you were wondering why you rarely ever see me in my bedroom, that's why. It's just a lot of like floor noises. a lot of floor noises going on. I mean, like I was saying with like the content not particularly being exciting to you guys, I guess essentially what I'm like worried about when it comes to having a YouTube channel is because I'm not like extroverted and super loud and I guess a particularly outgoing person. From how I've interacted with people in the last 23 years, I wouldn't say I'm outgoing now at the age of 23. Maybe I was at some point in time, but I don't think I am right now. So when I come on camera, I'm always worried that like, oh, when I go back and edit this, is it going to be boring? I always think about Danny Gonzalez's video that he did on like Tessa Brooks's vlogs after she left Team 10, and how her vlogs were like not particularly exciting.
Boring vlogs can come in all shapes and forms, but my favorite boring vlogs when I'm really meditating and trying to relax are Tessa Brooks.
And I think he called them like soothing vlogs or like boring vlogs.
Boring vlogs.
And I feel like every time I record a video, that's what I'm giving, or like that's the vibe that's coming off. So now I feel like every time I film, that's like the vibe that's coming off, or that's like what I'm doing, is I'm giving you guys like not much to work with, but I still expect you to tune in. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem particularly fair or like nice. Like that doesn't seem like a nice thing to do to people you want support from. Like I want to make you guys feel happy to watch my videos. I want you guys to feel happy when you see me upload. I want you guys to feel entertained by watching these and to feel heard or to resonate with anything I talk about in my videos at some point in time. I want you guys to feel like I feel when I watch YouTube. I want to do that for you guys, and I just get worried that I don't, and that feeling makes me not want to film also, because it makes me worried that I'm doing all of this work and spending all this time editing and planning out all these videos for nothing, because it's like, maybe you're not meant to be a YouTuber. Maybe you're not the kind of person who would be good at this. And that feeling sucks. That feeling sucks a lot. It's not a fun feeling. It makes me like worried, essentially, that I'm putting in all this work with very little benefit and that I'm not built for this, obviously. It makes me feel that like this isn't what's meant for me and that I shouldn't be doing this. And that feeling really, it sucks. I feel like I should show you guys how many times I just said sucks before I got it to the way I like it. And you can understand the perfectionism and how much of a problem it is. Because the amount of times I just said sucks, oh my god. Fuck. It really does suck. It sucks. I want to get better at this, and this kind of video, what I'm doing right now, forcing myself to just talk to the camera and try to like make more eye contact with the lens, is going to take time. See, I looked away. Ugh, God. It's gonna take time, and I have to give myself grace now. If I'm ever gonna get better at this, I need to put the work in. And this is me putting the work in. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream of consciousness. I hope something I said resonated with you, and you found this entertaining in some way. Maybe. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hoping to make more of these in the future. I'm gonna force myself to talk to this camera more and essentially just try and get better at this whole YouTube thing, which is gonna take time. It's gonna take time. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Oh, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. I hope you guys have a great rest of your 2021 and Happy New Year. Bye.